Hey YA, happy Memorial Day weekend. We are in Acts chapter 23. So I want to give you a little context about what's going on right now. So Paul is in Jerusalem and he was there and he was trying to talk to the Jews about his experience with Jesus. And he's telling them that Jesus sent him to testify about what he did to the Jews and then to the Gentiles. And when the Jews hear him say the word Gentiles, they absolutely lose their mind. They start to riot and they're about to kill him. But then he reveals that he is a Roman citizen. And so this commander named Lysias, he finds out that he's a Roman citizen, and this Roman commander is like, oh man, this dude is entitled to a fair trial if he's a Roman citizen. So Lysias then is like, what did you do that was so bad? So he takes him before the Jewish council, which is the Sadducees and the Pharisees, and he's like, what is wrong with this dude? Like, why are you so mad at him? So Paul starts speaking a little bit, and he knows he's talking to the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And Paul is pretty smart. So he knows that the Sadducees do not believe in the resurrection of the dead, but the Pharisees do. So he says, brothers, I am here to proclaim the resurrection. And so now, instead of everybody being mad at him, he kind of incites a fight between the Sadducees and the Pharisees. Everybody is going crazy. And so in order to protect this guy who's entitled to a fair trial as a Roman citizen, this commander Lysias, he takes him into the barracks. Now, Paul is probably seeing the writing on the wall that things are not going well. And in previous chapters, it says that the Holy Spirit had told him that at each place that he was going to go, he was going to endure persecution. But what verse 11 says in chapter 23 is that night, Jesus came and stood by Paul, and he said, what you have preached here in Jerusalem, you're going to preach in Rome. So Jesus comes, he stands next to him, he gives Paul this assurance that he is going to make it to Rome. And there's so many other things that unfold in chapter 23. There's these Jews go on a hunger strike because they're not going to eat until they kill Paul, and they're going to try to ambush him in the middle of the night. His nephew finds out that there's a hit on his uncle's life. He gets to the prison, he tells Paul about it. Paul has his nephew go talk to the commander about it. The commander says, don't tell anybody that you came to see me. And in the meantime, the commander orders that almost half of the entire military that was there in Jerusalem at the time, that they would accompany Paul to be taken safely out of the city to see Governor Felix. And Commander Lysias writes this letter to Governor Felix, telling him what was going on and telling him that Paul was a Roman citizen entitled to a fair trial, and his own people wanted to kill him. But just like Jesus, the commander had not found anything in Paul that was deserving of death. But Paul, all throughout this time, he was at peace. He was at rest, and he was not nervous. And I love how, like I said, in verse 11, it said that Jesus stood beside Paul and told him that he was going to make it. And it's the same for us today. Jesus wants you to keep walking out what he has for your life. And he is standing beside you today, telling you that I am with you, meaning Jesus is with you, and that you are going to make it. So read Acts chapter 23, take heart that Jesus is with you, and hide it in your heart.